Ever since I had this brown phonograph here, the Löwe Opta has been sitting on top of it as the amplifier. Now, it is 20 years younger than the phonograph, and despite having a little bit of that pre-war optics with the speaker here and the dial right here, it works a little bit and then again it doesn't, it's way too large, it's a different color, and I was never really happy with it. Plus, the transmitter for our local radio stations is in that direction, with the radio sitting like this. Reception is mediocre at best over here. Plus, I already have two radios here, perfectly aligned and having perfect reception, so I don't really use it that often. All I would really need is a period correct radio, which can be a lot smaller than this one is. It doesn't need FM or anything, just needs to fit this a little nicer. So let's unplug this thing, put it into the wish cabinet and see what we can get for exchange. This little rig right here is a 1939 AEG model 69WK. Nice. It's in very sorry condition, but it fits a lot nicer to the phono here, I think. Especially when you take a look at all the little bakelite which is on this fellow right here. Alright, well, I want to do a couple more before state shots, because I always seem to forget that and you don't really get to see the transformation. I bought this more or less sight unseen. I saw it, tucked away there in the cabinet and was, so thrilled by the looks of it that I didn't really bother checking anything else before I decided, yeah, this is a worthy candidate. And the switches seem to do something, they're not broken or anything. This here, I found out, is on and off. So like this, it's off and this is switched on. The bakelite is, well, it's all there, which is a good point. Then again, it's pretty dull, and I think we can get a lot of this polished out of here. I hope it's going to I'm going to be able to get that chocolate-like gleaming look back into it, which fresh bakelite has. Moving to the back, you can see that the backing plate is all there, and the very, very crusty cord here. It's a little sad because it still has the DRP, Deutsches Reichspatent, and AEG logo on the plug, but I'm not going to plug something like this into anything related with electricity. Look at this, you can just tear this apart, and there we go, there's the bare metal exposed. So no sorry, let's go straight in the bin. Oh, we can even set this to 240 volts, very nice. Well, everything is in here, seems complete. There is not a whole lot going on, I see. It's a very simple circuitry. Having never seen one of these from the inside, I would say everything is complete in here. We've got all the tubes right there, transformer right here, tuning capacitor, and all the settings for reception. There is a cap right there which we can throw out. Speaker is there. I've tested it with a 9-volt battery. It does make some noise, so the field coil seems to be okay. Transformer looks kind of sporty, but then again it's made in a somewhat tidy way, which I wouldn't suspect for something done homemade or I don't know. so it might just be the way that belongs. We've got some crusty wiring here, which is on the verge of being not insulated, and you can crack straight through. And some nice amount of rust, but nothing we couldn't deal with. To get a look underneath here, I'm going to have to take the chassis out, which we'll have to do anyways to clean things up. But so far, it doesn't look too terrible.
I'm no millionaire, but I'm not the type to care, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams. It's my universe, even with an empty purse, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams.
Well, I'm glad I didn't plug this one in right away. First off, there seems to be something wrong with the alignment of the tuning capacitor. Oh yeah, great. Hang on, let me fix that real quick. There you go, nothing to see here. Still, it's somewhat out of alignment. I hope there are screws which I can just turn this back over with. Not some degraded rubber insulation anywheres. You can see that whatever this is, somebody must have tinkered about with it. These wires are new, most certainly this is not factory. This cap is completely blown out and shot to smithereens. And then look at the values here for voltage. I mean, 500 volts, 1500 volts, 2250 volts.
Over 9,000!
I'm gonna have to, get some proper capacitors for this one. Other than that, it seems to be complete. It doesn't seem to have had a fire in here anywhere. So, yeah, find something which is suitable and then use it. So the rubber mount in here has collapsed. You can see how much that makes the capacitor move over. And somebody already tried fixing this with some of this soft spongy stuff. Didn't work. So now I'm going to try and put some rubber in there, hopefully. I've found an amount of spacers in between here which seems to make this work just fine. Now it's not perfectly straight, but reasonably, and it all runs nice and free. Now I'm going to give this a very nice cleanup all around and then start replacing those components which I have and the wires which look too suspicious to keep.
I wouldn't take the wealth on Wall Street for a road where nature trods, and I calculate that I am worth my weight in golden rods. Lucky, lucky me, I can live in luxury, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams. But I'm not the type to care, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams. It's my universe, even with an empty purse, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams. I would take all the wealth of Wall Street for a road where nature trods, and I calculate that I am worth my weight in golden rods. Lucky, lucky me, I can live in luxury, 'cause I've got a pocket full of dreams.
That's about all I can do underneath the radio for now. The remaining capacitors are ordered, but in the meantime let us take care of the Bakelite housing and clean up the chassis a little bit.
They say you have no lips for a fool such as I. They say you just believe in hello and goodbye. And they say that the one I admire isn't even remotely concerned, and that I'll go on playing with fire until I have learned my heart has been burned. They say I shouldn't dream of your face in the moon. They say all of my dreams will be nightmares too soon. Let them talk, let them think what they want to. If it makes them feel happy that way, I know I'll always love you no matter what they say.
In the meantime, I asked the forum what to do about the voltage values here, and they said not to worry about it. 400 or 630 volts should be fine all the way around the radio, except for this little guy here, which should be 1000 volts, so I'm ordering that one. And it shouldn't be from this pin to ground, but rather from this pin, which goes right here, to the other side of the sound transformer. Well, today I learned sometimes if you think you're smart, you're actually not. And I thought I was really smart by fixing the cloth to the backing piece here using these metal brackets. Then, however, in the middle the part here sagged through, and I thought I was very, very smart by tacking this onto the perimeter using glue. As you can see, I can do the whole lot once again, this time using just the metal brackets, and then maybe put a little bit more tension on everything to keep it taut. I've had one of these speaker output plugs lying around, so I just fixed this in place with whatever I had. And now the circuit diagram tells me to wire the prongs straight to the two output coils of the sound transformer here, speaker transformer, whatchamacallit. I'm going to try and keep these leads as short as possible. For example, I can see that this is elongated to right here, so I can solder lead number 1 between here and there. And lead number 2 goes from here, vanishes in this cable right here, comes out right at the socket of the tube here. So I can go just like here, and there we go. Nice and short wiring. Okay, we've removed a shitload of capacitors, and despite me still waiting on the grill cloth to arrive, electrically speaking, we should be in a position where we can fire this thing up after who knows how many years. I've got an antenna hooked up, and well, a long wire, and I've got the earth as well. Light bulb is right here, so now current's going down, which is good. It will take a while for the rectifier to come to life. Turn the volume down a little bit. We're on band 2, which should be broadcast. You can hear a slight hum. And clicking when I switch through the bands. It might just be too much restriction for all these big tubes. I'm going to say this is too much restriction. So, I'm going to plug that out and put it straight to line voltage. Oh. Yikes. There we go. That's turkey. Okay, very underwhelming. This is full volume after all. What I'm a little worried about is that the amplifier doesn't seem to do much. Might be dirty contacts, I don't know, I'll have to see.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
Here's another interesting one. It only just started doing that. So there I was, with the radio on the table, which behaved like I'd never seen anything before. The only logical thing I could think of was take the schematic and compare the voltages present in the machine to those noted down. And they were all fine. So I got to thinking, the weird siren noises are present in all 4 bands, so it can't be the oscillator because it's present on phono too. The issue is directly linked to the volume knob, so I hooked the multimeter up to the potentiometer, and lo and behold...
Tja, ich befürchte, der Kollege hat's hinter sich.
Ja, da kommt nur Zinnober. So I did the next best thing and desoldered all the wiring going into it and took the entire potentiometer out of the chassis and took it apart to bits. Schau. Ist wieder gut. Macht da kein Zinnober mehr. Ja, sehr schön. So here is the little guy. I think it harmonizes wonderfully with the record player and the Bakelite on it. It turned out extraordinarily nice with all the grain inside the Bakelite exposed, and if you think it looks nice already, then just wait until the lights come on. AEG really knew what they were doing on this one. The grill cloth here, well, it's a little slanted and wonky and off, but you'll only notice that when you look at it. Anyways, it is daytime right now, and the weather is extraordinarily soddy outside, so AM reception is about the worst you can imagine at the moment. So here's a little treat for you. I'm going to play the record player, and you're going to listen to Max Bruch's Adagio, also known as the Moonshine Sonata. It's one of the larger shellacs, which, you know, an electric turntable is really nice for because you don't have to keep cranking all the time. And once that is done, we're going to roll the credits, do a time jump to when it's night and clear skies, and then I'm going to scan through the bands together with you, for those of you that are interested. So here we go.
Tysiące ludzi szło za Jezusem, tylko dlatego, żeby móc od Niego coś otrzymać. Gdy zaś zostali uzdrowieni, gdy spełniły się ich pragnienia,
This is BBC.
Lampard also says he's never sought reassurances about his tenure as Everton manager. The club have
This is probably BBC on long wave. Unfortunately, this device doesn't seem to cope with that. Might be the antenna, I can't tell. And then the most interesting one is shortwave, because there's just the most stuff going on.
sur la Lune. Détail dans une chronique proposée en français avec Yonochu Breno et Alex Diaconescu.
In 2020, it was a good year for everybody, unexpectedly, and exports had been going up. The global dependence.
Probably Chinese.
Plants, dogs, horses, etc. And there was one dog in particular that was her favorite pet. This
American
dog was with Her Majesty always and
or
followed her
British.
wherever.
Now each one of these, that's each a station which this one isn't sensitive enough to properly receive.
For holding the drops and for storerooms. The stage on the first floor is of the ordinary kind, but that on the second floor is built to
Alright, that's the end of the band. And that's the end of the video. So thank you very much for joining with the restoration of this lovely receiver. It will be in constant use together with the phonograph here. And I'm sure I'm going to show it some other time when I've got an external speaker for this one. See you guys, bye bye.